Yeah, I've been told to give a little tour of our setup that we use with Alan Walker Live. I think we should start with this box right here, which is kind of the brain. It has two Mac Minis built into it, in here, and they are in like a failover mode. So if one goes down, the other one takes over. All the audio is routed through Dante, some like audio over network protocol. Pretty cool actually. And we have one Ethernet cable to each riser on stage, so we can send audio back and forth between each other. So the guitarist can like sidechain his stuff to my kick and so on. And there's also, there's a switch in every rack. We have like 4 of these on stage. And we send all MIDI also goes via the same network. And this is our backup. It converts Dante to 32 analog outputs. So for example, if our mixer doesn't make it in the flight or something, we can still do an analog gig. And as you can see on the back, there's 32 XLRs going out. Yeah, and a lot of network stuff. And of course, there's a fan here on the side. We actually had a problem in the first gig on our China tour last year, where it was like really close to the show starting, and then suddenly everything just starts to crackle, all the sounds like beat crashed, and we couldn't figure out what it was. But then suddenly we found that there were some lights directed like into one of the racks, and it was just overheating, and that was the reason why it got crackly. And then we put in fans in all the racks.
What kind of fan are you using?
It's a Noctua fan. It's like the most silent I could find. I think gamers like those. Yeah, and then there's the drum kit, of course. I use 2 snares. I have triggers on both snares, and I have 2 kick pedals. So I usually use the KT10 for when we're doing verses, and we don't want any acoustic blend in of any sort. And then I use the real kick when it's supposed to be more powerful, I guess. And then 2 SPDs, since it's easier to play if you're gonna play like hats. It's better to I like to spread my arms out and not sit like really tight in. And then there's the modular synthesizer. I use it for like effects, swipes, and some bass stuff goes on there. So we just send MIDI from the tracks computer and convert it to CV and send it into that one. All the computers on stage are in sync. So there's one master Mac which is running in this rack, and I've written this Max for Live patch that keeps the arrangement view in all the computers in sync. And we use SMPTE to control the lights and videos and whatnot. And in the band we are usually 4, but 2 couldn't be here today. But we have Anders here, who's rigging down. He's doing the keyboards. He also has a rack. You can see it here. He made it himself, actually. So it's basically it's 1 Mac in there, and then we have a backup of everything he has played on the tracks Mac, in case something goes down. And you have like multiple layers per song, per part, per everything. Yes. So it's a really heavy project. And in Live 11, there's actually like a CPU metering feature that can show you where if the computer starts like choking, you can see the reason. That's really nice to have. And then, of course, we have Sondre on front of house over here. How are you, Sondre?
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah. So this is this the mixer we brought with us last year on tour?
Basically, yeah. So this is a D-Live system.
Do you have sound? Yeah, you have sound.
Yeah, it's a compact system which you can fly with. So we basically did a full setup with front of house and monitors, 1 desk at each position, and approximately 100 channels from stage, which most of them were Dante through a single network.
Yeah. And it worked usually.
Yeah, if the local cables and infrastructure worked, this worked. Yeah.
So not always.
No.
But yeah, we made it through each gig and it worked fine. We
Well,
never had to go to the backup solutions even, so yeah.
Never. But I'm glad we had them.
Yeah, it's really a stress relief when playing that we know that if a computer goes down, we can always just flip a switch and
And with like 8 or 10 computers involved, it's
Yeah.
good to have a backup.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, and apart from us, there's a guitarist, Tommy. He has like a line 6 thing. We have
Move into a line.
yeah, and there's Chris who plays the bass. So he has like an Ovation bass station. He plays the electric bass, and he has a Moog, doesn't he, Anders? Yeah, he has a Moog synthesizer. Yeah. And yeah, I guess that's Alan's setup. He has 2 MPCs where we put a lot of like vocal chops and samples and stuff. And he has a plug synth, he has a piano, native instruments thing. There's a Kai Force for like really long runs with vocal chops. And he has like another keyboard where he plays pads during the songs. And of course a microphone to talk to the audience. Yeah.
And do you have any wireless stuff as well?
Yeah, 2. And I think this is for my mic now, but we do everything on in-ears. So we can, if there's a festival, for example, we rig everything up on behind the stage, and then we can do a sound check and then just roll everything on during changeover. So I think we did that at Coachella. We did changeover at 6 minutes or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really, but we did rehearse though. So, and that was kind of a huge rig with a lot of stuff.
Could you show us the wireless? Do you have a rack here? Or?
Oh yeah, but this is my private one that we use today. We have some more advanced stuff when we travel.
What kind of brands and setups?
It's when we do gigs, we have PCM 1000 from Shure. These are PCM 300, which is more like the layman's version, I guess, but it works fine. Yeah.
And you didn't show us your analog synthesizer video.
Yeah, of course.
Do you actually use this?
Yeah, I bought this in Argentina, where I met a guy who makes synthesizers in his bedroom. Yeah, they're really cool.
What do you use it for?
I use it for like noise stuff. I think I told you earlier, it's like just swipes and some bass. We send MIDI, and then you can have like arpeggio basses. And when there are arpeggio basses, there's usually a 4/4 kick, and then I can sit here and where's the filter here, and just adjust the filter on the arpeggio while we play, for example. Or if there are more like spherical parts where you want to, I don't know, make it more atmospheric. It also has a lot of features for that.
I believe you told me once that like the bass you get from this analog synthesizers has a completely other way of blending into a room or the mix.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of maybe you can look at this as a Jeep. It's no digital components at all. It's just pure power, basically. That comes out from this one. So it's no conversion, no ADDA, no nothing. It's just pure power. So yeah.
And you mentioned the CV.
Yeah,
What's that?
it's control voltage. Yeah, we used that before MIDI. For example, here we send 1 volt per octave. So yeah, if you send 1 volt, it will be 1 octave, and half volt, it will be half octave. And then you have a gate as well that just sends like an impulse to trigger something.
To ask a really dumb question,
Yeah.
can your computer talk with?
Yeah. I send MIDI from my computer to a small box. Oh, small box here called the Dark Link, and yeah, and the Dark Link converts the MIDI signals to control voltage. Yeah.
So that's the bridge between digital.
What?
That's the bridge kind of between digital and analog.
Yeah, or yeah, basically. Yeah. Cool.
That's it.
That's it, I guess. Or there's of course a million more things, but I think that's enough for now.
Next time.
Next time. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.